Round 3 of the current ALR season saw the drivers head to the circuit at Sardegna. This high-speed circuit, known for its technical wall-lined layout, is a fan favorite for drivers new and old to the Gran Turismo series. In qualifying, we saw the championship leader Slimicam lead the way, ahead of his championship rival Just Filthy in second place. It was the Turkish driver Payani Kayan in third place, followed by DDK201. Chrissy rounded out the top 5. Next was the second of the Aston Martins with LAXN Jack in P6, followed by Smells of Funk, and the first of the Lexuses, Sir Hims. Geordie the First was in ninth before Ross Thorne rounded out the top 10. The remaining drivers was L. Ian, Joe Leary, Mr. Berserk, Andres J21, and LD Kang rounding off the grid. 14 of the 15 drivers chose to set their qualifying laps on the soft compound tyre with DDK on the mediums, potentially missing out on a pole position point in the process. It's time to see how the race went on in the Italian countryside as we move over to the sprint race. Here we are for the sprint race as we have 5 red lights lighting up and the drivers are all ready and about to start their sprint race at Sardegna for round 3 of ALR. It looks like a fantastic start from both Chevrolets there. Chris getting up to P4 and Just Filthy getting up to P1 ahead of his championship rival Slimmy Cam. Slimmy's on the inside here though and he's going to be trying to brake late and go back past him, but he's not able to. Looks like there's one car in the gravel there. It looks like it's Chrissy as well with another car touching the gravel. I believe it was Ian touching the gravel there as well. The top two look like they've broke away quite a bit here as we have a Dodge spinning in the background there. DDK trying to outbrake Payan on the inside but goes into the gravel. That's 4 cars into the gravel now in the first 4 corners with another one of the GTRs in the gravel there. Looks like the top 2 have seriously broken away now as we're on board with Sir Hims chasing Payan and Smells of Funk just ahead of him. Looks like this car's going 2 by 2 behind with Payan in the slipstream of Smells of Funk, trying to probably get a move down into the hairpin, the slowest corner on the circuit here at the top of the bridge as we skip in front to the top 2. Slimmy going for a late lunge, gets alongside, very polite from Just Filthy, leaving him so much room on the apex there. As we head back for a replay of Chrissy's start at the beginning, you can see he started behind the Aston Martin of Payan, who just didn't get away at all off the line there. A dreadful reaction from the Aston Martin driver. It seems that the Chevrolets are really quick off the line though, with Just Filthy getting a brilliant start as well. Chrissy obviously ended up in the gravel here, so we're going to see what happened as we see 2 cars there just seemingly outbraking themselves, completely pushing him wide. On board now with L. Ian as we can see the second perspective here, and you can see he just misses his braking point, and that causes a chain reaction behind him with I think 3 or 4 cars on his outside at the time. Another car went off here. It was the Dodge Viper of Geordie. I believe he just didn't realize there was a car on his inside. Hopefully we'll be able to get the replay of that as well, and you see everybody outbraking themselves with tyres that have been on the marbles or are cold. Here's a perspective of Geordie. He's dicing his way through traffic here. Finds a bit of space to the right hand side eventually, and he tries to tuck in behind the Aston Martin but doesn't realise there's a car on his inside, which means he spins and he's left facing backwards, down in 15th place with Chrissy overtaking him. Onto lap 2 now, whilst this is all happening, whilst we're watching the replays, these 2 here. Really good move there from Slimmy. Up the inside, Just Filthy goes to the cutback, back into P1. Is he going to be able to hold it down here? It looks like Slimmy is definitely the quicker out of these 2 right now, but Filthy will be hoping that the tyre wear that the Corvette has will be able to make his tyres last longer and be able to defend from Slimmy in these opening laps and potentially go a gap towards the end of the race. But it looks like Slimmy is definitely the quicker of these 2 right now. Look at the gap behind. Slimmy in the slipstream is looking at the inside, going to brake late, gets alongside Just Filthy. Filthy again going for the outside line, looks for the cutback, but it's not going to work for him this time round. Further behind we see the Mazda of DDK and Honda side by side. It looks like Payan makes a little mistake there, getting on the gas too early and allowing Smells of Funk past him into P3 now for the British driver. As we watch the cars coming through the toughest part of the circuit here, this high speed left-right is very difficult, right-left, sorry, is very difficult, and you can gain so much time there if you get it right, as we see all the cars close up now as we come to another slow speed corner on the circuit. Chrissy is up in P8, so he's made a little bit of recovery after his trip to the gravel earlier on. Slimmy leads with Filthy, Smells of Funk, Payan, Hims, DDK, Ian and Chrissy round at the top 8. On board now with Hims, he's in the slipstream, pulls out to the right, but that Lexus does not have the top line speed. of the Aston Martin. Lexus is definitely suited to low-speed circuits and low-speed corners. In particular, as you can see how much later he's able to brake with that Lexus, getting his way up into P4. On board here with Chrissy in the slipstream of the Mazda of DDK. Both of these drivers are pretty high up in the standings currently. Chrissy goes for the lunge down the inside. He's able to get that Chevrolet up into P7 ahead of the Mazda. The Mazda's definitely a car that should be pretty good around here, as well as the Chevrolet, so it'll be interesting to see these two as they go side by side. No way, okay, no they don't. It looked like they were going to go side by side through this section, but that is brave if they're going to try that. Ian, in the slipstream, pulls out to the left, alongside Paya now, and it looks like he manages to get the car slowed down perfectly, just to perfection there, up into P5. Simple move really for Ian. All this battling further back is just allowing Slimmy and Filthy to extend their gap. You can see, you can't even see Smells of Funk in the picture there as they come round turn 4 and turn 5. It looked like Slimmy got a little bit on the grass there. Filthy going to duck to the inside. Is he going to be able to get this move done at the corner with the church? It looks like he is leaving room on the outside for Slimmy Cam, and it's going to be a drag race up to the hairpin, up the hill. The GTR should have the power it does to get back in front of the Chevrolet, but hopefully in the slipstream, can he pull alongside to the left? He's waiting, finally goes to the inside. It looks like Slimmy's broke really late there. He's gone very wide, which will gift position to just Filthy. These two neck and neck, haven't been split whatsoever in qualifying nor in the race, as just Filthy sets the fastest lap so far. Slimmy Cam currently holding the accolade, but he'll be trying to get past Filthy. No mistakes there through this really difficult part of the circuit. Is Slimmy going to have a chance into turn 1 now that he's going to need a good exit here? He gets a little snap of oversteer, and I think that's going to ruin his chances. Hims round the outside, braking late, no way. Is he going to outbrake Smells of Funk? He is. They both leave each other room. On acceleration, though, the Lexus is going to get the job done against the GTR or not. A little bit of contact there from Hims and Funk as he has to tuck back in behind. Goes for the wide line around the outside there. That's the, oh my, what a move from Hims. You see that, he just, he's lost the race, touched the grass a little bit there. That's going to allow Ian back past. Ian manages to hold position from Chrissy there. Look at these cars all bunched together. P3 to P8, I believe, P3 to P9 even. Ross is on the map there. 7 cars here, all neck and neck, split through the really high speed technical part of the circuit here. Surely there's going to be carnage here. Ian goes wide onto the grass. That's going to allow definitely Chrissy alongside, potentially even DDK as well. No. 3 wide behind these two here, but Chrissy should get the good exit here. Oh, Hims has spun. Should be 9 laps long this race, so just 2 laps to go, and Hims has spun. That might drop him out of the points here, to be honest. Chrissy did manage to get the move done on the exit. Obviously, Ian, having the dirty tyres, wasn't able to live with the traction of the Corvette. DDK as well in the slipstream of the Honda. Is he going to be able to get along the inside here? I'd assume he will be able to with the really good speed of the Mazda. Really clean driving there from the two of them, if they leave each other room. It looks like Payan is going for the switchback on all 3 cars, but he's only able to get 1. Coming on to the final lap now, on board with Just Filthy through the most difficult corner on the circuit. He takes that very easy. You can see Slimmy gaining all the way down here, hits his braking point perfectly there at the start of the curb. Got to try and get a good exit, and again he gets a little snap of oversteer, and I think that's going to ruin his chances at getting a victory here. Just Filthy with the fastest lap as well, gaining 16 points to Slimmy's 13. That's going to close up the gap at the top of the standings just a little bit, with Slimmy taking the victory there against Slimmy Cam. P3 all the way back here. Chrissy not even come around the final corner yet. You can see the pace of those two out front. DDK will come home in P4, and then it looks like it's about a 3 or 4 second gap to 3 cars here. Ross Thorne in P5, really good recovery from him ahead of Jack and Ian. Payan comes home in P8, he'll be disappointed with that one. Same with Smells of Funk in P9. Geordie rounds out the points with Hims missing out on points, Mr. Berserk missing out, Joe Leary. Andres J21 comes home in P14, and finally, last but not least, in P15, we see LD Kang taking a little trip to the grass. Obviously, he won't be very happy that he's seen that one on camera, but there's the live standings update. You can see Chrissy overtakes Payan with his P3 there. 5-point lead on Payan, and DDK closes up the gap a little bit, it looks like, on Rusthorn. Race 2 of the night is a 40-minute feature race, and you'll be able to see the grid up on screen now. You can see a very mixed set of tyre choices between the two drivers, many starting on softs and about half starting on mediums as well. It'll be key for the soft runners to get a big gap to the medium runners early on in the stint, and they want to be moving themselves up quickly to make their strategy work. The two M3s at the front of the grid haven't actually scored a point so far this season, so they'll be hoping to do that today. Andros J21 here in second place that we're looking at currently is yet to score a point. But he had a fantastic season last time out in ALR, so hopefully he'll be able to start to get the ball rolling this time round. You can see the tyre strategies predicted up here on the screen. There's not much difference between starting on the mediums and the soft, obviously, but you would expect softs to be slightly quicker towards the end of the stint. It looks like Mr. Berserk there was actually in the gravel after a little mistake, or maybe a bit of contact in turn 4. But Andros J1 here, pressurising his teammate here. LD can going a bit wide on the exit. Will Andros be able to get up past him? It looks like he's actually dropped off a little bit here. Maybe he's saving fuel. Maybe you'd expect him actually to go back into the slipstream to try and catch up a bit more, but it doesn't look like it is the case. The M3 probably not a great car around here, not having the top speed of some of the other cars. You can see Joe Leary on the inside now. Backs out, plays it safe there. Obviously it's a long race, it's a 40-minute race, there's no need to do everything at lap 1. As we watch a replay now of Geordie, this is the incident I was talking about when Mr. Berserk found himself beached in the gravel. Very, very bad mistake there from Geordie, just punting off his competitor and carrying on with his day. As the drivers begin lap 2, it looks like Smells of Funk is going to be going for a move around the outside. He chooses better to slam on the brakes and go for the cutback instead on Joe Leary. A little bit of contact, but he gets ahead. Really good move from Smells of Funk. He's doing not too well in the driver's standings. You'd be thinking he'll be a bit further up, probably one of many people's preseason picks for the title, so he'll be hoping that he can have a very successful second half to the season. Up ahead we've got the two M3s battling it out. You can see Andros going for the wide line here into the church corner, hopefully trying to get a cutback I guess here against LD Kang in the sister M3 who gets a little bit of oversteer. Joe Leary scraping the wall there will lose him a position to Sir Hims with Smells of Funk now on the back of these two. I believe Smells of Funk was one of the guys starting on the soft tyres. He'll be hoping to dispatch of these M3s very quickly. I'm surprised that Andres wasn't able to get alongside his teammate there. It seems like his M3 is almost down on power a little bit as he goes wide here. It looks like Smells of Funk is up to P1 as well, getting the move done on LD Kang as there's a big gaggle of cars there just behind these lot, all coming through the technical S section of the track. Bit of tyre score as you can hear people going through that corner, and it goes from bad to worse for Andres, who makes a mistake here, getting past left, right, everyone. Oh my god, Payan looks like he goes in a bit too deep there. I believe it was Payan caused an incident with Joe Leary facing round the 3rd place. I believe he came last season in tier 2, so he'll be very disappointed with his performance so far. And that is obviously another incident that's out of his hands. Meanwhile, the DDK, it looks like here outside of Sir Hims, and that's a beautiful move there. Both drivers leaving just enough room for each other. Really respectful racing there from both of them. And the Mazda just has the oomph to get past the Lexus on the straight. It looks like LD Kang has made another mistake there, coming back onto the track. Fortunately, DDK was able to get through unscathed. Sir Hims as well through into P3. It looks like Payan might be getting through into P5, but for now LD Kang will be able to hold on to it. Further back we've got Geordie looking for a move here as well. There's a few others all looking to get past the M3, who looks like he's really struggling around this circuit. Ian going for the switchback move. It looks like Payan's made another mistake there, outbraking himself in the barrier. All the cars coming line of stern now through this technical area of the circuit as we skip onto the end of lap 3. Aston Martin on the outside of the M3. Is Slimmy going to make it 3 wide? It looks like he might do, with the power that the GTR has as an advantage over the competitors. He's going to have to stay very tight here with an Aston Martin out on his outside. He leaves plenty of room for Jack and makes his way up to P5. Ian here in the slipstream of Geordie, the first in the Dodge Viper, looking for the outside line into the slowest corner on the track, all the way down the gears from 6th to 1st here for this tight hairpin. As it looks like Ian is going for the switchback. He doesn't quite get it done. He's now going to have to tuck in behind Geordie as we go on board for this beautiful section of track. Brake at the end of the curb on the right, just lift off and dab the brake slightly before turning in and commit to your line. So much time is to be gained through that corner. It looks like he's going to have a little look up the inside, but Geordie outbrakes himself. That's going to give Ian even more of an opportunity to get past him here. Let's see who has the better traction. It looks like the Viper has the early acceleration over the NSX, but I think the NSX has better top speed in addition to the slipstream. Here we go in the slipstream, going to peek out to the right on the Viper. Maybe a little bit of contact there or something, because it looked like all the momentum was stopped for the NSX driver. He's going to go down the inside. This beautiful livery here for Ian. Never get tired of seeing this livery as he makes the move up into P3, really putting those soft tyres to use. It's been a fantastic drive from these top three drivers so far. Smells of Funk building quite a substantial gap to DDK and Ian further back, but a mistake there will put DDK right on his rear. DDK going for the inside line, knowing that Smells of Fun will have the dirty tyres from going off track, and he gets up to first place now, DDK, in the orange Mazda RX Vision. We got some live standings updates here for you. Slimmycam not having the best of races so far, losing some points to his championship rivals, but the main mover so far will be DDK, up to 5th position if things stay as they are. Payan here on the back of Andres J21. Surely they're not going side by side through here. Surely not. Tries round the outside and gets the move done just before the fast corner. Really good move from Payan in a really key position to do it on the circuit, as we find Geordie defending from Chrissy, another person that is really showing his pace this weekend. Geordie loses the rear a little bit, and I think he's going to lose both positions here. First we have Chrissy going through, and Jack is going to try and follow the Austrian driver through. He is ahead of the Dodge Viper now, and he's going to go take the apex and hopefully drive off into the distance here. Chrissy really putting in some really good lap times here. You can see very consistent and beautiful livery as well. I really do like both of the Chevrolet liveries as well as the Honda livery. And Chrissy's going to be trying to chase ahead of the top three now. Smells of Funk defending from Ian, making some really good progress on those soft tyres. I believe both of these two are on the soft tyres, so we can expect them to make their pit stop around about lap 9 or 10 before going on the mediums to the end. The two stop is possible, but it's much slower we saw in the preview, so I wouldn't expect too many drivers to do that. Ian going for the dive very late, makes the corner, and Smells of Funk lifts off to let Ian through. Really good move, once again continuing his charge now onto lap 8. Here you'll be able to see as well the speed that the soft tyres have, able to take so much more speed and so much more confidence through that corner, as you just saw Smells of Funk completely drop off the rear of him. Onto lap 9 now, and you can see these two are closing in on DDK, who makes a little mistake here, touches the wall and spins around. It's gonna let Ian go through onto P2. Smells of Funk also coming through as well, and now that you've got two soft runners leading the way. DDK is on the mediums though, so we'll probably have the benefit throughout the whole race here. As we approach the end of lap 10, we see that Ian pitted last lap. Is Smells of Funk going to pit this time around? He's not, he stays out. His soft tyres must be absolutely shredded by now. DDK going for the outside run. Surely he'll be able to brake later here and just have much more confidence on his medium tyres, using the runoff there on the outside on the entry for the corner. Smells of Funk with some brilliant defending there. Geordie already pitting from the medium tyres. That seems crazy early. He's definitely resigned to his two-stop strategy now, unless he goes for the hard tyres. DDK, he's got the move done there. That's a brilliant move to get the move done here in turn 4-5 area of the track. He does touch the grass a little bit there, so he is going to put Smells of Funk right on his rear again, looking for the inside, but there's no room there, so he's going to have to go to the outside instead, trying to outbrake the Mazda driver, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Neck and neck now, and it looks like he has actually. Smells of Funk, a little bit of contact there, but the Mazda should have the extra ability on the braking yet again, as we mentioned previously, with a tyre advantage and also the brakes advantage with this RX Vision car. Very nice drive from the two of them there, leaving plenty of room, and they get through safely. Lap 13, Just Filthy, looking up the inside of Jack. Can he get the move done? It's some good defending from Jack, but I think Filthy should be able to get this done. Jack's coming back at him actually, before Filthy has the inside line here, and the inside line for turn 4 as well. He's going to have to stay very narrow to leave room for Jack on the outside in case he goes for it here. And it's a mistake. It's a mistake from Filthy. He goes into the grass and he's lost that position again. All his hard work completely undone. Payan and Chrissy side by side as one Corvette loses a place earlier on this lap. It looks like another is going to lose one straight away again, with Payan moving himself up to second place. We can see Smells of Funk is pitted at some point. Here's the pit stops for all the medium runners, the moment you were all waiting for, and we'll see how much of an undercut these two soft runners have got. It looks like Ian has got a crazy undercut. Payan staying out right now. I'm not sure where Smells of Funk is. Ross Thorne stays out as well on the medium tyre, in third place. DDK is coming out the pits just now into fourth position, just behind Ross Thorne. And Joe Leary comes out, I think stays out actually, in fifth place. I believe he spun earlier on, so I don't imagine he would have pitted. Jack and Chris and Hims all very, very closely split. Smells of Funk is all the way back in ninth. He is so far behind, as it looks like Hims hits the gravel a little bit there. Andres, really nice move to get through on Just Filthy. Skipping on to lap 18, we've got three cars here, very closely split. We've got Sir Hims just ahead of Andres J21, who's done very, very well today. Another pit stop for Ian. On lap 18, he's going for the two-stop strategy. That is very slow compared to some of the other strategies, and that's going to drop him right down, I'd imagine, into that battle with those guys there that we were just watching. That's gifting DDK and Payan first and second place. You can see those two guys on the minimap in the top right corner. They've got a big advantage over Chrissy in third. It looks like Ian is going to come out in third though, actually. He's made the strategy work wonders. He's in fourth, but he's going to be on the soft tyres now for the last 5 laps or so. And I tell you what, he might be a dark horse for the victory here. He's shown some fantastic pace to get 2 stops and only lose about 10 seconds to Payan and DDK. Payan closing up on DDK. It looks like he might have the advantage on the soft compound. DDK going wide here. That's going to gift Payan first place, I believe. He's going to have to brake later than the Mazda driver. Taking the inside line. DDK trying to hold it around the outside, but he's got 30 tyres. That's never going to work. Loses the rear a little bit, and that's going to put the Aston Martin of Payan up into first. It's not seemingly working for Ian here on these soft compound tyres. He's having to defend from Just Filthy. He never really had the pace to live with Chrissy. A little bit of contact there as Just Filthy backs out and lets Ian have the corner. Really nice camera angle there with the cars driving through that section of track. It's a great 2-corner area of the circuit as well. So much fun when you get it right. Filthy on the outside here. He's going to go for a switchback. We know he loves this move. We've seen him do it several times before, and it looks like Ian caught the grass a little bit, so it looks like Filthy might have the run all the way down here. We'll see the top speeds of the cars and see who has more power down here. Maybe someone will be fuel saving as well. Obviously, we know Ian won't have to fuel save just having come out the pits, but Filthy might have to. Going for the switchback again, Ian. He's right on the back of Filthy, pushing him around this section of track, but we know 23 laps have happened already. We know you can't really go 2x2 here, so he's going to be line astern for now. Little mistake as he has to turn away, and he's in the grass, and he spins. He's round, he's in the ward, he's facing backwards. Ian, this is lap 23. This is the last lap, maybe one more after this, and he's just lost P5 to Jack, and his tyres are going to be so dirty, and we can see the time is up. So this is the last lap for Chrissy. Chrissy will come home for P3. Just Filthy will come home for P4 due to that spin from Ian. He just turned in slightly too early and had to correct it, and it ended up in disaster. He's spinning again there in the background. You can see as Jack comes home for P6, Hims comes home for P6, sorry, Jack for P5, and Ian will have to settle for 7th. He deserved so much more today, but some little lapses of judgment at key moments have cost him some big points here. Joe Leary comes home for P8. I think that might be his best result of the season. Didn't really have the outright pace today, but he had really good consistency that he showed throughout. And just J21 comes home in P9, a good result for him in the feature race. Ross Thorne in P10, Slimmy taking the grass on his way home to P11. He'll be disappointed losing some ground in his championship fight. LD Kang now with just a few corners to go in P12. Really didn't have the pace today, unfortunately, in that M3. but hopefully we'll see him progress and improve throughout the season. Geordie the first will come home in P13 as well in the Chrome Dodge Viper. I'm not sure how far back he is. It looks like he's just coming around the final corner now in the distance. Mr. Berserk was actually lapped there, and it seems we lost one person throughout the race. I'm not sure who that would have been. Payan and DDK. Payan comes home to take the win with DDK in second place. Just want to say a brief thank you to everyone who did tune into this video today. This is the first highlight video of the T2 season. We're hopefully going to carry these on whenever we don't have commentary for the actual races. Obviously, I will try and get a proper commentator, but I hope my job today was good enough for you guys. And yeah, tune in every Monday for the next race. The next race, round 4, is at Alsace. So see you then.